Hello everybody, welcome to Cornflower Crafts. Today we're up in the craft room and I'm still working on it. I'm trying to reorganize everything, and my purpose in this was twofold. One, I had to really say goodbye to some things. If you have limited space, excuse me, when you do a haul and you bring in some more goodies, some of the other goodies have to go, you know what I'm saying? So I thought, okay, let me reorganize them. Right when I think, okay, I did really good with this section, then I think, uh-oh, maybe not so great. And a lot of my ephemera, a lot of it I make, as you all know, myself. But when I don't, or even when I combine it with others, hopefully this is, let me take some of these things down here. So hopefully I can get in the picture better. How's that? And frame in the picture. It framed better. It's like this. This is from Lemon Craft. I get online at the Rubber Buggy. No, I'm not associated with them in any way, but you can sometimes, instead of get like the whole paper and everything, they'll sell you a sheet of it, The back is just white on this one. And it's just me fussy cutting, fussy cutting, fussy cutting, fussy cutting. Well, I've been doing this for like 3 days now, and my eyes aren't great to begin with, and it's like, nope, I'm just going to cut around the best I can. Things that I don't want to keep, I donate, and other things, I don't really do the fussy cutting. It would be like weeks, you know what I mean, for me to do that. So I just go around it like that. Do you know what I mean? These are flowers, but I will fussy cut them out later when I use them, that kind of thing. But a lot of times this is what I get. It's a lot less expensive to do it this way, but I think I know quite a few people who say, I don't care, I don't have that kind of time. And I understand that. I understand that because it does take a lot of time to do that. What I did yesterday, I was oot and a boot, and so I was in Ross. And so I got totally kitchen meal prep containers, okay? They are BPA free. It's a 20 piece because you get 10 of the containers and the tops. Well, it's great, seriously, especially if you are bringing certain items, to visit someone, like a small lasagna. Let's say you want to put some of it in here, or cookies, or what have you, but also for your family and stuff, you do this too, to prep it this way, because it's reusable, it's freezer safe, it's stackable, it's dishwasher safe, and it's microwave safe. And you get all of them for $5.99 right now. When I first saw them, I thought, okay, maybe that's the way I can go with all this ephemera that I just cut. Nothing's been decorated yet. Nothing's been, it will probably be used not only in journals and cards and things of that nature, but I will also add to them. I've got this pink. I've got a little brighter pink, actually, but pink in this room is great. Well, not brighter, it's pastel pink, but it's a pinkier pink, if that makes any sense. So what I'm doing, this is Shabby Chic tags. This is my little miscellaneous here. This one is the Shabby Chic stuff. Just, some of them are journaling cards. Some of them, as you see, just a little bit of everything. This is flowers only. This one is for vintage, and this is vintage tags only. So that's what's happening so far. So I thought, while I have to still sit here and talk, oh, and by the way, Shabby Chic Ephemera is what I wrote on this. I would decorate the top of it, place it here. This I might stick down on the inside of the container, and then just put the top on so I can label it so that I can see what's where. There's many ways to label. I might do something different, but so far that's what I got. So here's another one that's animals, meaning butterflies too, and insects, I guess I should say. There's bunnies and birdies and things of that nature. So I thought, wow, I mean, this is going to be boring for you all to watch. So I thought to myself, do I have any interesting stories that you all haven't heard yet? Probably interesting to some of y'all. Probably I'll be like, bleh. But as you know, I haven't been on for a while because of doing all of this with the craft room. And I thought, well, maybe you guys, you know, want to come along. I know this is boring. I know it. But I thought, well, maybe they'll be interested in some of the paper and things. Because, I mean, how beautiful is this? I know Donna Designs will love seeing those butterflies if she's here. If she's here, hi, Donna. And any tiny slivers I don't use, like what we're just going to see here in a minute. Any tiny slivers, they go bye-bye, you know. But, so what have you guys been working on? My next project is going to be for Dale, who is not too shabby chic. I don't know when I can get to it, though. She's thinking about keeping this challenge open for a while because she's trying to get, I hope I'm right, I will do a VR later or earlier, depending on when this video gets uploaded. I think it's 2,500 subscribers. And I don't know if she's dealing with what I'm dealing with. You know, people come by because someone has told them, you know, like recently someone told Donna, but just Donna Maria, you know, she had told him about the journal that I made her for gardening. And because she's so cute about her garden right now, that I just thought it was darling, and her reactions to everything. And I had quite a few subbies, new subbies, and ones who have stayed. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming by. But when that happens to me, there's all of these, you know, that you get, that I got right away. And just like that, one day I lost 3 subscribers. Another day I lost several more, you know, that kind of thing. So that has been happening to me since the beginning. A lot of times, you know, that had to do with giveaways. And I told you, Handsome explained that one to me. You know, if you are entered in tons of giveaways, you stay subscribed while you're entered, and then you go after the giveaways done. So I personally don't think that's cool, but you know, everybody's got their own opinion. But I would love to see Dale. If you all don't know Dale, I think you really like her. I think most everybody at my channel does. The reason I want to enter her challenge is because she is such a wonderful, and I mean wonderful, hostess to her open collab. just dealing with thrifting. And you all know I love me a thrift store. I have for many, many, many years. That way before, well, I've been crafting most of my life, but way before that. And it was mostly for my home, for home decorating, really. And yes, the only way I can cut a straight line, y'all know that I kind of stink on ice when it comes to cutting straight lines, is because they give me one to cut. You know what I mean? If it was just me, you know, no, that's not going to happen. Now, I've been leaving the tops on some of these. I'll do just one. I'll do this because I don't like those pointy edges in my, you know, in storage. I don't know. Maybe that's just a weird thing. I don't know. But I don't want those. I will punch the hole in them when it's time. You know what I mean? This is just me because I'm still having to go through everything. I'm getting close, but no cigar. You know what I mean? These will all be recycled. By the way, I'm not throwing them in the trash. I'm throwing them in the recycle bin. Then what I have to do is get my little Martha Stewart scissors out and do the rest. So anyway, I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to think what would be something to tell y'all that I haven't already told y'all. We had talked about animals and stuff at one time, and remember when I brought up my mousies visiting us, and when we were literally, there was an acre of field in front of us, and then in front of the house, we were renting, and behind the house was woods, just nothing but woods. And I think it was Donna that weighed in, you know, and she said, yes, mice, little field mice. I don't know if I think all mice are cute, but little field mice, oh my word, how cute are they? But she weighed in on the snake. I think she did. No, I think I had mentioned that Handsome, down in the basement, we had left the basement door open when we went for a walk. Handsome and I would take our daughter, who was 1 and 2 at the time that we were at that house. We would take her for a walk with us, and 2 lovely ladies on the road, and I mean they were up the road away, would join us. And they were so sweet with her. They just loved children so much. One was in her 80s and one was in her late 50s. And they were just lovely, lovely ladies. And we would meet them and just keep strolling and talking. And, you know, it was a great time. And the buggy, I guess you'd call it, it's not really like a stroller. It was like a buggy that we had gotten for our daughter, was because she couldn't, you know, we walked a long, long time, and we were on a road. It wasn't a major highway or anything, but the road was traveled quite a bit. I don't know how to explain it. It was from Deutschland. It was from Germany. And it was way off the ground. I mean, you know what I mean? Me, I'm not short. And me could stand just like, you know, I didn't have to put hands down or anything. It was just, it was huge. Let me just put it that way. It had springs, these huge spring systems. So any little bump or something, it just smooth as silk, y'all. And that was kept down in the basement because this house was tiny, y'all. I mean tiny. And whenever I did my artwork in this house, I had to do it on the bed. Which I had never had to do before. I usually hit the kitchen table, you know what I mean? But I had to do it on the bed. There wasn't hardly room to sneeze in that house, but we were happy. So, you know, anywho, I'm going to put these here since I've put all the other stuff all around the desk. So Let's do these. Y'all might get a kick out of these. Aren't these pretty? Look at the back. I love the back. So Handsome had gone to get her, or no, excuse me, to put her stroller away after we had a very nice walk. Do y'all do this? Don't do straight, and instead of tear it, you can cut it that way too. And some of this is actually on the design, but some of it's not. And anywho, so he went to put it up, and there was a light switch right there on the wall beside the door. He put his hand up there. He wasn't even looking. You know what I mean? Have you ever done that? He wasn't even looking. And lo and behold, the snake had crawled up, had gotten in, by the way, and just crawled straight up to it and was hanging over. You know the light switches down in the basement where the, what is it called? The electrical box? You know what I mean? The little box that has the wires and stuff in it comes out from the wall. So this, you know, cement block wall, and then it has, you know, it has the metal pipe that comes down, and then the box, electrical wall, and then that snake had gotten around. It was just laying on it. It was the weirdest thing. And so Handsome goes in. He didn't even look. He just knew he had to turn the light on. Evidently, we had fun in the evening with the ladies because he had to turn the light on. Turns the light on, goes to turn the light on, and grabs the snake, y'all. Let me tell you something. He's not a fan of snakes, so I heard this, oh, gross, and I was like, oh, what has happened here? And, yeah, he got, what did he get? I know he got something like a shovel, or you know what I mean, or a rake or something of that nature. And since he was already around that box, he just scooped him up like that and took him back outside. The thing is, back home, and this is what the guys told me, that when it used to be black snakes back home, you could just pick up and kiss them if you wanted to, if you were a snake lover, and it was fine. They were harmless, they were precious, you know what I mean? And it was no big deal. But the guys told me, especially my neighbor, I had written in the comments and told Donna about my neighbor. We had a neighbor growing up that young man, he was our age, but when he got a little older and got his own home, he had at least 25 snakes in the house. His wife was cool, which I love about her. I think that's really great. I would be like, baby, that's a little much. Anywho, so, I mean, he's the one that told us. He said, okay, guys, when it comes to the black snakes, you can't do like we did when we were young, you know, kids. And we were all like, wow, what's happening? I mean, I never did it, but the guys would do it. They would pick them up, and they were nice to them. I mean, they were nice young men. But yeah, would just hold them and let them curl them. And so he said that the black snakes had started mating with the copperheads. And we were always told, leave a copperhead alone. You know what I mean? Just Go the other way. Leave them alone. Don't touch them. Don't get near them. So that's why he said we could no longer. That's why Handsome. It was a black snake that was in the basement. And yeah, he said, leave him alone. So that's why he took him out that way and took him outside and told him, don't come back. Get out. And he didn't. He didn't come back. So that was good. And then I told you when my husband was taking our daughter, I don't know where he was taking her that day. They were going out somewhere, maybe to get a few groceries. I don't know. I don't remember that. This was, our daughter is now 33. So, and yes, I had her late in life. Anywho, they were going out, and I was watching them out the kitchen window. You know how you do. You stand there and you wave and you blow kisses and everything. And this house was up a way. Like I said, it had a full basement, and the steps going up to the house was like maybe 9 of them, 10 maybe. And they had gone down the steps, and our little one, you know how toddlers are, she had decided that she was going to get ahead of Daddy and just take off, and she did. She's just, wee, this is fun. And I was still waving. Y'all have fun. You know how you do. Y'all have a good time. Behave yourselves. And they look at you like, oh, brother, can't you just say have fun? And so my husband, I think he might have even been looking at me, waving back and saying, yes, baby, we'll have fun. And he said, yeah, he was. And he turned around and he saw our daughter. Her nickname is Toby. And he saw Toby, and her little foot, you know, and you can imagine this 3-year-old, you know, they're on the snake's head. Ah! And I've never seen a man move that fast before. And he, seriously, y'all, he moves so fast that I was in shock, because, you know, he's been running since high school. You know, he just loves to run. And I've never seen him move like that. And he picks her up, and she's over his head. I mean, he's got her running back to the house, because he knows, even though that one, I don't think it was the same one, appeared to be a black snake as well, he did know that, you know, if it bit her, it could have made it with a copperhead. We didn't know. You know, we don't know. We don't always know these things, do we? We don't know the snake's personal life. So here's some more. I thought y'all might be interested in seeing, you know, some of the stuff, you know, for journaling cards and things, you know. And like I said, these were all on one sheet of paper. And some of these, like these guys, I love the back of those. How gorgeous is that? I could do some of them. Another one, our daughter, bless her heart. Nothing happened to her with the snake, though. With the snake, like I said, Dad got her in time. They were brought back to the house. She never realized what was going on, y'all. She didn't get it. She didn't have any idea what was going on. I think she just thought Daddy's funny. He's a blast, you know. You could be walking around, and he'll come and grab you and put you over his head and then bring you up those stairs. I mean, he was moving up those stairs, too. I'm just thankful she's okay, because like I said, that snake might have been harmless. We personally, like I said, we don't know the love life of snakes in our woods at that time. But anyway, let's fast forward to Germany, okay? And we were in one section of Germany and then ended up in another, which is Bavaria. Now, in Bavaria, I really liked it. The people were kind to us for the most part. Our neighbors were precious to us, to be honest. And one of them in particular, it was so interesting. Her daughter had said to me, she had invited us over to the house. Now, she didn't speak English, the lady of the house. Beautiful, beautiful woman, by the way. I think in her 60s. Just gorgeous, gorgeous woman. And made the best potato salad I've ever eaten in my entire life. Anywho, and I told her that too. Her husband didn't speak English either, but her son did, because in Deutschland, in Germany, they teach their students English when they start when they're 10 years old. So Joseph, his English was beautiful, just gorgeous. And his mama had asked us to lunch. They had this huge dog. Looked like a St. Bernard to me, if it wasn't a purebred St. Bernard. There was a huge influence of St. Bernard in this one. I promise you that. And this gorgeous, let me see how things are going on. Oh, guys, we've done a lot of this already. Oh, I can do these. So, they lived on a farm. And first off, the daughter told us, I think it is wonderful that Mama is having you all to lunch. And we were like, well, we find her a lovely, charming woman. And she said, yes, but let me tell you something. And I was like, what? And she said, during the war, second one, she was a little girl, and she just had a feeling. She had a feeling that something bad was going to happen. So she told her mama and papa to go to the keller, cellar, as we call it, which was separate from the house. Because I think a lot of you all know, they do this here too. I know they do it in certain areas of the country. There's a cold spot. You can dig in the ground and line it with stones and what have you. And it's a cellar, and that's where you keep your fruits and veggies to hold on to them longer, you know. So, and her mom and dad were like, honey, everything's fine. Everything's fine. You know, why are you acting this way? And she said, please, let's just go to the cellar. And so they did. And within minutes after going to the cellar, their house was bombed and destroyed. And, you know, everybody knew we were Americans. I mean, there was another American family in the village, but that was it, you know. So she said, I just think it's wonderful that Mama, you know, has you all to lunch. I was like, oh, wow, that is an honor. I mean, you know. But thank God she and her parents, because they were in the cellar, were okay, survived. But of course the house did not. Her home did not. So, we go to her house for lunch, which is heavenly. We were not vegetarians then. I did not have a massively restricted diet then, and oh boy, they are very much like us in that some women, if they want to tell you they like you, they will cook for you. She had her potato salad. I had tried it at another social function that we had. She had that potato salad for me, which I told her, I said, you know, I'm not embarrassed to eat a second helping of this. She smiled from ear to ear. Like I said, just a gorgeous woman. And so we had several, actually, invitations. And on one of these invitations, the dog, like I said, loved the dog. The dog took up most of the kitchen. I mean it, this dog was huge, and it was a little girl. We always thought it was a little boy. I know. See, I still didn't cut this right. Let's see if I can cut it right. There we go. Anyway, let me stop this and I'll finish my story and get off of here. So, everybody, let's see. It's she and her husband, Joseph, her son, and the dog, and the three of us in our family. It's a small farm, and they have chickens, and they have a lot. It's just a really, really beautiful place. And Bavaria is breathtakingly gorgeous. So we're on the farm, and if you go up a hill, you can actually look out over the village. And so they wanted to show us that. And at that time, our daughter was, oh boy, how old was she at that time? 6-ish, 7-ish, somewhere in there. 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. And she decided she wanted to stay down with Anna. The mom didn't make it up with us, up the hill with us, and it was the son and Handsome and I. And we're just starting up the hill, and our little one, like I said, was with Mama down there, and Papa was down there as well. And we make it halfway up, and my daughter screams. And, you know, as a mother, you know, the adrenaline just boom, instantly. And I grabbed Handsome, and I think I pointed, you know what I mean? You get so panic stricken. Remember, he's a runner, so he's a lot faster than me. And she screamed again, you know, because at first sometimes when kids scream, it's because they're happy or whatever. But this was a different scream. You know, as a mama, if you have children, or as a papa, you really know what it is. So I was like, go, go. And he runs as fast as again, this man can run when he wants to run. He just got to her so quickly. What had happened, y'all, is she was just infatuated with the chickens. But there was a rooster there. And this rooster decided that he was going to attack her. And he did with his beak. Okay? And this was on her side, but close to her navel, okay? And he punctures her skin there. Handsome grabs her, and he folds her in this way against his body, okay? I can't see what happened. He told me later he did that on purpose because he knew I'd freak out. And he's right. He is right. I would freak out. So, Joseph the son, who is a wonderful, lovely man, says, go to the auto, the car. So we all get in his car, and I'm not lying, y'all. I know I'm prone to exaggeration, but I'm not exaggeration. I'm exaggerating about this. I almost flew in that car to the hospital. I don't even know how many miles away it was, but he Oh my goodness. And he drove beautifully. I was never afraid for the three of us in that car with him. But, you know, in Bavaria, there's some, you know, the road isn't straight. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down. And so help me, Hannah. At one time, the car was in the air. I'm not making it, and it came down. You know what I mean? But it didn't hit hard. I guess, I don't know what he did or how he did it, but that man, if he wanted to drive a race car, he could have done fine. He got us there in hardly any time, and once we were in the emergency room, that's when Handsome brings her down like this, and her top, half of her top is full of blood. Well, there's when I freak out, and the doctor did not like that. Oh, no, he thought, oh, this woman's a Looney Tune. I just started crying. I don't think that's a Looney Tune reaction. And I was kissing her, and oh my God, what's happening? And we told him about the rooster. And see, the thing is, you're prone to infection because roosters' beaks, you know what I'm saying, they're not clean. So to make a long story short, she didn't even stay overnight, but they cleaned her up real good and cleaned the wound really, really well. And then, you know, Europe, I'm not lying, y'all. Europe has some medicines, especially natural medicines, that really work. We don't let them in over here. I'm not quite sure why. Doesn't make sense to me. But one of our neighbors was a nurse, and she was a wonderful nurse. And she saw the wound when we got back and everything like that, and said, you know, keep it clean, put this on it. And this medicine, I'm not lying, y'all, any infection in it came out. Lift it up. How cool is that, y'all? I actually saw it happen. I was like, whoa. And so it wasn't that long before she had a clean bill of health. But I mean, she never liked roosters after, I can promise you that. I mean, to this day, all these years later, she was like, no, don't like roosters. And I don't think she minds eating chicken either. But the sweetest thing was the mama, God love her, this beautiful woman, had tears. I forgot to tell you all this. She had tears streaming down her cheek, saying that she was sorry, auf Deutsch, you know. Just she kept saying, I'm sorry, you know, that it happened. And I also forgot to tell you this. Not only was, I just get going, not only was Handsome moving, but the reason it stopped was their dog got between our daughter and this rooster, faced this rooster down, and, yep, didn't kill him, but came close. And you know what I'm saying? It just said, no, you don't do, or she, it was a girl. So what we did is we went and got a bone for this huge dog that was this big. It was, no, I can't do it. It was huge, huge. Based in beef juices and all this stuff. I mean, you know, we got a nice one. And when we presented it to the puppy or to the doggy to say, thank you so much. Thank you. You helped us so much with this situation. They were very gracious and loving. We didn't find out until a year later, y'all, that they had to cut it and break it in tiny little pieces because even though she was this huge dog, seriously over 100 pounds, you know, just huge, even though she was she didn't want to mess with anything that large. They didn't tell us right away because they're such gracious people, but we were like, oh, we didn't know that. And we kept saying him this and him that. Again, a year later, they said, no, a girl. But anyway, that's the story. And like I said, we have a happy ending. Everything's good. But yeah, I've just talked way too much. And for those of you all who've stayed with me this long, bless your sweet hearts. And I want to thank you for coming in the first place. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.